Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce. This is the last 20 minutes or so of the show today, and in it we want to talk about the workplace of the future post-COVID-19. With me here on the show I have Jane Mutisia, who's an HR expert and a women development expert as well. Karibu sana to the show.
Thank you very much, Joyce.
All right, so obviously coronavirus has completely disrupted the workplace. People have been working from home. You're hearing children are now going to school from home, right? I guess now offices are discovering, hey, kumbe our overheads don't have to be this high.
Sure.
People can still be productive if they are forced to, right at home. About 3/4 of employers in the country are actually considering establishing a work from home culture once the COVID-19 pandemic ends. What does this then mean for the future of the workplace? That is the question we're asking today. And of course, these changes that have come with COVID have affected not just the employers, but the employees. What does this mean? Does it have any effect, say, on job seekers?
Yeah, definitely it has an effect on job seekers of COVID per se, in the sense that we have seen very many people lose their jobs. Others are on reduced pay, others are on unpaid leave. Some companies are closing, others are threatened. Business is reduced to, we have been having half a day for work. So thank God that it was extended to a full day by the president the other day. So we have seen a lot of effects to the job seekers.
Right.
We have this information that the economy is going to get bad and all that, and that makes people who are not working feel like they don't get jobs because the economy is going bad, businesses are closing and all that. But in the real sense, we still have very many companies that are still employing.
Okay.
Yeah, and therefore for the job seekers, please keep applying.
So even if it's with this, the effect of working from home or this new work from home culture on job seekers, you think is not as detrimental as we think it could be?
No. If you still had an accountant, you still need that accountant. What has changed is the mode of
Where you
delivery.
work.
Yeah. We're just dealing with the location. But you're still doing what you have to do from home.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think...
What do you think would be the most different, though, in this new culture? If many of these employers are actually now thinking of moving from, come to the office to work from home, what do you think is the main motivation behind that?
I think first of all, just to say that previously that used to be just a perk for
Yes,
very
it
few in
used
the
to be.
office. People like to work from home, but it was just for maybe senior management or very few people in the organization. So people have always wanted to work from home, especially mothers. You just talking about kids. Women wanted that flexibility to be able to combine work and also take care of your kids. So I think it's something that most people would welcome. It's only that it's something new and therefore we are reacting to the shock.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, it's something that people will actually appreciate.
Do you
that we
think
can work from home.
productivity would be affected by doing, work from home versus having people in the office where they're literally supervised and someone comes around your corner and is seeing what you have on your desktop?
I think it's just a mind shift. People have to learn the new culture, knowing that now we are not looking at how many hours you're putting in. So we are moving from, were you here at 8? Were you here?
How much
Did you
have you
leave? Did you
done?
leave at 4:30?
Yeah.
We are moving to, I want this report by 10. I want this report on the 8th. Did it come? So we are moving to an output method of management, to more of having to look at what are you doing. Micromanagement is going to die.
So how does an employee ensure that they are well placed to really take advantage of it and to really stand out? You know what I mean? Because there's the visual elements of your boss seeing that you're the one, and you left late, you are there first one in the morning. But now, how does an employee sort of make sure that they can still stand out in this season through this whole work from home thing?
So first, most of us will even have managers that are hands off. That if you don't call your manager, you're not given work. So we are coming to an era whereby we are calling for self-leadership. As the person doing the job, you have to make sure that you remain relevant. You have to make sure that your boss knows that your actual work is continuing. You have to make sure, from a HR perspective, we must put up systems that make this working from home productive. A system that makes employees actually feel they are successful and they're actually contributing to the cake. Because if they don't feel so, the anxiety levels are also rising very high. People are becoming stressed, not knowing, am I still adding value? What if I get fired? What if now they realize that they don't need my job after all because I'm home and things are moving on? So it has to be you, the person who is holding the job, to make sure that you actually remain very
Top of
relevant.
mind.
Yeah, top of mind. To talk to your boss, get to ask, what can I handle today? Get creative, say, can I do this? This has been pending, can I get it done?
Hey, Napo, honestly, I don't know. I've talked about this a lot before, pre-COVID, but I feel like certainly a lot of us Kenyans will have to adjust our ways because there was something we really like to do well called bare minimum. Tunafanya tu chenye tumeambiwa na hapo tu. But now, top of mind means going above and beyond.
Exactly.
Ujitume.
Yeah, it means that, and it means being very responsible.
Yeah.
If I call you 3 times asking for the same thing, definitely it means you are not possible to work from home. So there must be work that managers are doing to educate people to know that this is the shift. If you have to go in with us, if you have to continue with this, then you have to change how you think.
Right.
You must start working on from your home and knowing, how do I make this work?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you say you can't work from home and you don't have an option of having you in the office, you're firing yourself.
Wow.
Yeah. So you have to think about how do I fit in this new change?
Right.
Yeah. So it's not just the organization that are supposed to reinvent
It's the
and
employee.
cope with this. Everybody has to see how do I cope with this new change. And if you don't evolve to fit in this new change, then somehow you're going to be phased out. Yeah.
So it seems like timeliness will be key as far as, or let me say responsiveness, quick responsiveness would be very key. If you're sent an email now, you can't spend, 6 hours sitting on it, in the office waiting to reply. I guess people want what to work with chap, right?
yeah.
Like as far as responses, what are some of the other things that I guess would stand out to you, especially as an HR professional?
Things that will stand out. I want to get your question right.
Things that will stand out. So we were saying like, say, responsiveness to even just replying to emails and getting feedback back in good time. What are some of the other things?
I think also communication. Yeah, I think one of the things that most people are suffering from right now is just lack of communication and collaboration. You're used to being told, come to the office, and your boss passing to just see what you're doing. But now you are far away. So if I call you, you're not picking your phone, maybe I'll send you an email and if that is not coming forth, you want to respond after 2 days, even after I tell you, then it means you're dealing now with communication issues. So you must have that complete mindset where knowing that you have to be self-accountable.
Yeah.
You have to lead yourself.
It's a huge shift though, isn't it?
It's a very huge shift,
if someone has been used to, fine, even if you're in the office on time, but where the first 3 hours of your day are spent kukunywa chai,
saying
you're
hi to
catching
people.
up to people.
Which is one of the big things that we are missing, because again,
Yeah.
people are social human beings.
Yes.
So part of what people are actually suffering from is that they actually feel isolated.
Yeah.
They feel like they are not being part of a team.
Yeah.
So again, teamwork is part of that thing that managers now have to really be strongly make sure
Right.
that as much as you're working virtually, do we still have activities that we are doing online?
Yeah.
Do we still have activities that we are doing virtually to make sure that the team feels
Yeah.
like it's still a team, one team that they're working together.
Right.
So this means we must have a lot of meetings, even if you have nothing to announce. Can we have those weekly meetings that we used to have?
Yeah.
Can we have those daily checking the people that report to you, including even every day to just know how are they doing? So even showing them that we keep saying from HR perspective, we keep saying they're the most important asset. It is the time that we have to show this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an HR person or professional, are there specific skills that you'd recommend people really need to be working on right now for this post-COVID future?
I think one of them is change management. Everybody now has to be a change manager. We are all affected by this change. It's not just about the businesses. It's not just about the corporates. But everybody has been affected by this particular change. So we have to know how to manage this change. Those of us who have lost their job, are you going to stay down and keep mourning and hoping for the old good days? No. The sooner you evolve and know how to manage this change, the better for you. We are talking of networking skills, whether you're working or not working. So you have to learn how to network online. You have to know how to make new connections as much as you're working or not working. The other thing is you have to stay in the space, especially if you have lost your job by any chance, if you have been affected by this. You have to find a way to make sure that you remain knowledgeable. You are alone. First of all, you're isolated. So if you just stay home, you're not going out, and you're just home, chances are you become obsolete.
Yeah.
So there's so much information online. Purpose to go online, purpose to go wherever. Join platforms. We have so many WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups, groups that people talk professional stuff. Purpose to be there.
Let's actually talk about that, because for someone who maybe has lost their job in this season, how can they position themselves either in their cover letter, their CV, so that when they present it to you as the HR manager, you think, as much as this person has not been working for the last 4 months, there's something here. What is it that they could be doing? How can they position themselves to really stand out before you?
So the first thing that I would like job seekers to understand is that the whole purpose of you doing an application is for you to be crystal clear that we should call you for an interview, that we should consider you for this. But most of us don't think like that. We just send applications. Send. So the first thing is that before you even send that application, can you take time and understand the advert? Read through it. Take your time, read through word for word. Understand what are the keywords, what are they looking for, how do I match this experience? And in your CV, try portray that. So don't just have one CV that you send for the job because they're asking for an accountant, you're an accountant and you're just sending. No. Take your time, understand that job description, word for word, see what are the keywords, see how to tailor that in your CV. Increase and maximize your chances of getting shortlisted.
Yeah.
If you're a customer care person and maybe they're looking for someone with 5 years experience, which you have, don't have a fake objective in your CV. Saying that I'm looking for a challenging role, blah blah and all that. It is not saying anything. It is that is your
So you
chance to
guys
showcase.
you don't like that line, and it's good. It's important. This is an HR professional, so she knows what she's saying. It's very important that we don't just say the things that we think they
Exactly.
want, or you've just gone and googled
Some generic
a
stuff.
template and you copy paste.
So that is your chance on the first, just a minute after your personal details, to actually talk about, I'm a customer care professional, bringing 5 years experience, what you're looking for, you know. So understand what I'm looking for and have that in your first page of the CV, including the competencies, so that if I have to see, then I don't even have to spend so much time to realize that you're actually the person that you're looking for. So you must have, if you're applying for that job online, understand the instructions for application. If it's online, those questions that you see in the apply, click here to apply, all those questions are meant to shortlist you. Only maybe 30 CVs get to see a human being.
Wow.
The rest are thrown away by the system. That system is meant to do shortlisting. So how you answer those questions determines if your CV gets to meet a human being or not.
And so you're saying to better improve our chances of the system not kicking us out, we need to focus on really understanding what the job is asking for.
Get your keywords right and have those keywords in your CV. Those questions, if I ask you, do you have 5 years experience, with a yes or no, either of those answers would mean that you're proceeding or we're throwing you out.
So how much does that, because a lot of people feel that, and I'm glad you're here, because then a lot of people would want a human being to look at it and say, sometimes what if I have 4.5 or even 4? Does that mean that the system automatically disqualifies
If you say no,
me?
it will disqualify you. So those answers that you are giving sometimes, and that's a system, and you want your CV to have the chance to meet a human being who will be like, she has 4 years instead of 5, but it's the exact kind of expert that you're looking for. Let us meet her.
But you won't get in trouble for technically lying that you have the 5 years.
If you have 4 and 8, if you have 4 years 8 months.
Okay.
You know what I
So
mean?
you can round it
Yeah,
up.
and there's no 4.5. There's no option of 4.5.
Yeah.
So it's about you knowing if you really feel you qualify for this job. Let it go and meet that HR person.
Right.
Let them drop you. In any case, in the CV that you're attaching, you haven't lied. You're
Yeah.
putting the complete number of years, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we lie. I'm just saying, yes, we answer those questions. Let us think about, am I going to be shortlisted? Because those questions most of the time are derived from the job description. Yeah. If I'm looking for someone that has maybe experience in the media industry, I will have a question there. Do you have experience in the media industry? You know what I mean? So it's a yes or no, and then it might impact the people that I get to see, because I want to see the people that are very close to what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you answer those questions, go back again and review your answers. Be sure that you have actually answered properly before you submit.
Okay.
Yeah. And follow the submission instruct. And don't apply for jobs that you don't qualify for. It's counterproductive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it really seems that in this post-COVID future, we're really looking at a lot of soft skills are going to matter.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So it's beyond the, of course, the qualifications academically are important, but beyond certification from here and there and wherever, because we've seen many people have them, but they just still can't do the job. It seems like a lot of these soft skills are also going to matter significantly.
They have always mattered. Soft skill, because when you call for an advert, and we see when someone the bachelor's in journalism, then all of you have that bachelor's. So we are looking for that extra. We are looking for the attitude. We are looking for those soft skills, because you could be the best journalist, but are you able to relate to the rest of the team?
Wow.
You know, so it has always mattered, but now going forward than ever, there are things that I think employers will have to look for.
Yeah.
And one of them is that what I've called the self-leadership. Are you able to manage yourself? Or must we keep calling and calling and calling to just know whether, you know, you're working? And again, with working from home, this thing of 8 to 5 might just go away. Yeah. As you go complete to outputs. So it means if you think your kids are sleeping between, they wake up at 9, you can actually purpose to wake up at 5, do everything that has to be done. So you have time with your kids for some time. Or maybe if you're an evening person, you want to work late in the evening, deliver everything so that you can have your day free and all that. So it means then you have to be someone who is able to actually manage yourself. Someone who is accountable to yourself. And then of course collaboration. You must be someone who is able to now reach out and all that. Communication is a skill that now more than ever we have to look for that. Are you able to communicate effectively?
Right.
To your manager, to your teammates and all that.
Wow. Thank you very much, Jane Mutisia. She's a HR and women development expert. Asante sana for coming to the show. Very enlightening conversation, certainly. Hopefully you guys have a lot to think about as you begin the brand new week. And as I get ready to go, let me remind you again that to promote social distancing, all right, Keeping distance between you and others is one of the best tools we have to avoid being exposed to the virus and slowing its spread locally and across the country. Limit close contact with others outside of your household in indoor and outdoor spaces. This includes at home, in the office, in a matatu, at a supermarket, or an open market, since people can spread the virus even before they know they are sick. It's very important for you to be able to stay away from others, even if you or they do not have any symptoms. Social distancing is especially important for people who are at a higher risk for severe illnesses from COVID. And as you protect yourself, you protect others. But again, in light of the conversation we've just had, social distancing does not mean communication distancing. Okay, so for those of you who are, especially those of you who are working from home, yes, you may be socially distanced, but ensure that you are not socially distanced in terms of not being visible in the spaces that you operate in, or not connecting with the people that you're supposed to be connecting with. Okay, so social distance, but maintain those social connections. All right, don't disrupt those. It's going to matter for your work as well as we move past, God willing, soon, COVID-19. With that said, asanteni sana for your company. It's been great to have you here today. I hope you've enjoyed how we've begun the brand new week. Let's meet you again tomorrow for even more Full Circle with Joyce. Until then, God bless you, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.